Next, we got another Scorpion. This is 24A Alpha, and it served with the Royal Scot Dragoons Guards. But the commander wasn't in the Gulf. He was here. But he's here now. It's Al Duffy, and it's Al that is arranged to acquire and restore all these vehicles and actually bring the tank crews. So Al's one fabulous guy. He's worked in all types of vehicles from World War II on. He's got an extensive collection, and again, he has provided many museums with artifacts and expertise. Truly brilliant. His crew is also capable of fabricating parts. Some of these tanks have long been out of production. Al's crew does some absolute magic by accurately reproducing the parts, and he also maintains a lot of safety. Al loves the vehicles, he loves the people more, so it was great that he could bring these crews back together. Now, the last one's kind of a favorite of mine. It's a Samson. Its call sign was 13 Delta. And, you know, if you come to these shows, there's always stuff breaking down, and you figure somebody should invent a tow tank. Well, they did. That's what this is. It's a repair and recovery vehicle. When things went wrong with your vehicle, these guys were like the tow truck, and they would fix the problem. They were all expertly trained, and they would could tow or get these things back. And you see the sign on the side, Rescue Rangers. And we actually have the actual commander of this one, 13 Delta, is Rob Melvin. Now, usually Rob has to tow something off the vehicle. So we're hoping, it was hotter last year and a lot of stuff didn't like that. So we're hoping it's cool enough today that Rob will have to. The only it always took more time because you had to produce your Motor League card first before he tow you. Now for some American armor. This is an M60 main battle tank. This is a U.S. thing. U.S. Marine Corps exclusively used the M60 in the Gulf War, and it was instrumental in the success of the Battle of Kuwait Airport. And this one has the color and markings of the U.S. Marine Corps as it entered the battle 25 years ago. It had a 105 millimeter cannon. They were super advanced. Now remember that GPS that we all have in our phones and that now did not exist until about the time of the Gulf War. Only the American military had it. The Iraqis figured they were pretty safe because they could do stuff in the desert, nobody could find them. They were wrong. Americans had all this technology, which was most of the time worked. We did have some friendly fire, but it allowed them to basically see through a sandstorm and also figure out exactly where they were. So these things were truly fearsome, they're very powerful, and they're still in use today. They've been rebuilt. They're sort of like the old M16. They've been rebuilt so many times. They look similar, but there's a lot of differences. We're going to see another M113. We've talked about those already from Vietnam, and they've been around since the 60s. But they were eventually replaced by the M2 and M3 Bradley. So these things were pretty obsolete, frankly, for modern warfare. They're aluminum. There's a lot of rounds that go through them now. So they were just at the end of their service life then. Canadians have hundreds of these. The Canadians have rebuilt ours. Ours are a bit longer, slightly different configuration than the Americans. But again, they're very versatile. Now, the last thing, of course, is the Humvee. This is the armaments version, the slant back, very similar to a 1942 Chev that they made here. This was used by the U.S. Marines during the Gulf War. Fought the Iraqi defenses into Kuwait City. It had one of those 50 caliber heavy machine guns on it and a rotating roof mount. It had bulletproof doors and glass. This one's a 1985. This was the early American Humvee.